Breaking inputs coming in from Bengaluru. Parents have got into a scuffle, and this is with the Baldwin school administration in Rajeshwari Nagar. The parents now allege that they're being forced to buy books at exorbitant rates, and this is because the school has tied up with one particular vendor. The rates of the books priced by the school at the vendor are 3 times more the price at which they're available outside in the market. It is against this move and the insistence that the school parents buy books only from this vendor is what they're protesting against. Let's get in these details from our correspondent Srija with those inputs. Srija, once again you have a school insisting that only their school vendor being used, despite the fact the parents have the first right to choose where they should be buying the stationery from.
Well, in fact, if you're given to understand, just last year it was Karnataka State Commission Protection of Child Rights did speak about, in fact, refunding the fees, especially to the parents. Now, clearly we understand this particular school, Baldwin School, has violated all the laws, and as far as the school is concerned, they are trying to force the parents to buy the books and also the study material from especially a vendor chosen by them. Now, if you're really looking at the kind of amount that they have charged, especially for the schools, especially for the kids going to this particular school, is at least about 10,000 rupees. So clearly we understand that these are the exorbitant rates, in fact, charged by the school authorities, and also given to understand in the next 1 month, in fact, the academic year is going to begin. The parents haven't really bought the books for the children as yet, and what the administration is just telling them is to buy the books only from here or not to, in fact, give admission.
Right. Any assurance, Srija, with respect to what's coming from the school administration? The school has been in the eye of the controversy even last year when they were forced to sack their manager in the wake of a similar such protest by the school parents on another issue that was raised. Any assurance that's coming in from the school that they perhaps would promise to change the vendor or allow the parents to be buying books from outside? There can be no such insistence by the school to be using just their vendor.
Well, it is interesting to note the fact that this particular case came to light after the Karnataka State Commission for Protection of Child Rights took up this particular case. Because remember, if you're going to details, getting into these details, we're given to understand that the schools are found to be receiving brokerage from the vendor, and only because of that reason we understand, especially the Protection of Child Rights had ordered these schools to refund the amount to parents. Now, despite the case coming up before the Karnataka High Court, also despite the Karnataka High Court specifically categorically saying that the school authorities cannot in fact charge exorbitant rates or force a parent to buy a particular set of books, we can still see what really is happening.
Srija, many thanks for getting us those inputs. Ongoing protest there by students, of course, once again in an extreme measure where the police has been required to call in as well.